This should be played at high volume.
Some of it you gon' like, some of it you ain't. Tired of hearing fools complaining in barber chairs and beauty shops.
You can't handle the truth. You must by any means.
This is Truf Bros TV.
Get your motherfucking ass over here, big bro. Don't start running now, fuck nigga. And you back the fuck up before I kill you. You thought you was going to a regular zoo, huh, big bro? They should have told you was going to see Donkey Kong. Hey, man, quit all that fancy footwork and get in this motherfucking game. Y'all gonna have to kill me, but big bro going with me. Somebody help, this nigga strong as fuck. Then you didn't bring no snacks, so you became the snack. I'm gonna have me some human meat, big bro. I'm finna have me a leg and a thigh. This a Zuzu. Get your ass in this cage.
If you're not watching the Truf Brothers,
then the truth ain't here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Truf Brothers TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Losing Your Rights edition of Truf Brothers. I'm Ray.
And I'm Devon.
We are the Truf Brothers. I know we've been gone for a while. Everybody, find your seats, check in, tell us hi, so we can get this party started. How you doing, sir?
Better, man. A lot better. Before I do anything, definitely want to say big recipes to my uncle that just passed. If y'all saw the beginning of the intro, that was him. Very, very instrumental dude in my life. Real cool guy. Was a fighter all the way out to the end. So definitely big up to my uncle. I know he out here. I know he watching the show tonight. So I told him, I'm gonna make him proud as usual. But other than that, yeah, your boy is straight, man. I'm out here good.
Good. And hey, everybody, we know we've been gone for a while, man. We missed you guys. We hoped you missed us. We got an important show lined up for you. This show was pretty much forced into our hands because our Supreme Court just decided to just roll back 50 years of precedents like it was cool. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. This is one of those definitely have your drink on hand shows, because we're going to be doing a lot of foreshadowing here, and we ain't going to be doing it alone.
Yeah. Definitely got important people that's going to be sitting in with us today. And it really should be a fun show. It should be a very, I wouldn't say a fun show. Let me take that back. It should be a very instrumental show. A very, yo, Chris, what's good, man? Long time no see.
All right, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a very, I think it's going to be a very thought-provoking show, and we got to jump into a lot of different dynamics when it comes to this Roe versus Wade, and like bro said, this is pretty much through in our lap, so we ain't have no choice but to get in on this.
There you go, and like I said, we're not going to do it alone. Up with us is the host of Hot Topics Talk Radio TV and the big boss herself, Tony Breedlove. How you doing?
How you doing?
What's going on, Tony?
Good to be here. It's been a while.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that, bro.
A while. And,
I know. It's been a minute.
Yeah, but then again, it's crazy because we about to what's going on? Justice. What's going
Brother
on, bro?
Justice. Hey man, long time no see.
Speaking of, y'all wait till we go. We got one more show before we go on vacation. Now everybody want to come out the woodwork and speak it to it. That's crazy.
Hi, Justice. How you doing, sir?
That's our brother. He had that brother was one of our earlier listeners of Truf Brothers Radio, and he been with us through thick and thin ever since.
I found out November 26th. It'll be 11 years.
Yeah.
November 26th, it'll be 11 years. So last year was our 10-year anniversary. And it's crazy because I know we're getting off topic just a little bit, but when Tony brought us to do the show last year, I was literally sitting. Was it last year? I think it was. Yeah, it was last year. I was literally
technically like two, right? Because we filled in for man to man for a hot minute.
But that's what I was saying.
And then we launched out on
it
our
was
own.
crazy because me and bro was just trying to find a way to do this all over. And it's right around the 10 years since we started the joint. We ended up coming back right after that. And I just thought that was very symbolic.
Yeah.
Because it was weird.
Yeah, it'll be
really
12
weird
years for us. 12 years for me and Yvonne. Started out originally with Hot Topics. And that'll be in October.
Wow.
So
yeah. Maybe we need to do something. Maybe we need to do something special.
Like what?
I don't know. We might need to have a little special party.
We can do that.
A little special online party.
We can do that.
Some bubbly or something.
I like that.
Justice over there got the eye on. Yep, fine Tony.
No, I asked him
how she's doing.
Oh, he's saying fine Tony. I thought he was saying fine Tony. Hey, Wendy, how you doing?
What's going on out there? They're watching us on the YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
Y'all didn't know y'all can catch us on the YouTube?
Live.
Get y'all ass over that now. Y'all ass is over
I
there.
know, and stream it big on your TV. You know,
right? And we look pretty good on TV.
Yeah, I say so.
Facebook user, hey guys, how you doing?
That's
Facebook user,
I think that's Diva. Yeah, that's definitely Diva.
That's
I don't know why
anonymous.
Like that. But either way, shout out to that was Diva. But here we go.
See,
and now
that's right.
And
that's
now
that man got
eyes.
Be careful, Justin.
That man got eyes. He can see.
You can't take her to the chop shop no more. That's fucking.
They just.
If I'm supposed black genocide.
You're gonna be fun. Hey, welcome to the party, there, doll eyes. Just hold that thought. We finna get this cracking.
Yeah, that's good. That's party in Vegas at some. Hey, you know what?
Yes, come on.
We can work that out.
My birthday is literally next week, and I wish I could go ahead and turn it to this. Look at Wendy with the nice compliments out here to everybody.
Thank you, Wendy.
You know, it's last time they bought me super. I don't know what happened. Nah, but she got it. She gets it. She got it. Nah, but in all honesty, man, we me and bro, we did take the break, and we actually this was actually going to be our last show of the year, but we're going to do one more after this, and we'll get to that later on in the show. But when we was on our hiatus, and I was really not in the mood to come back because of everything that was going on, and when this happened, I know I called bro, and I'm like, yo, man, we got to touch on this. Or better yet, I told him, and he was like, yeah, man, we definitely gonna have to touch on this. And he was like, you up for it? And I'm like, yeah, we gotta do this, because the ramifications of what was happening with that decision being overturned, I think people don't understand that that's just the first domino to fall, and there's many more that's gonna come after this.
Absolutely.
And a whole lot more.
And I think a lot of people, by us discussing it and bringing it out there, we're going to open a lot of people to actually see what's actually being done with this, versus just thinking it stops with abortion rights, because it doesn't. And I get that it's a big deal, because you should not it's not the choice of white men, and this is who made the decision. It's not their choice to determine what women should do with their bodies. So for that reason alone is why I feel like this show was going to be one of our more important shows to actually have, because the discussion has to be had.
Well, before we get into that, I want to take the temperature of the room, and I don't mean our guests, because we got somebody already got their pump prime to get into this topic. But Tony, I kind of want to start with you, especially since it impacts women the most. It doesn't impact women exclusively the way some people like to portray it, but it does impact women the most. So Tony, I kind of want your opinion on Roe versus Wade, period, and the result of the Supreme Court decision.
Okay, so it is my belief that this decision in overturning Roe versus Wade, it does impact women greatly. Yes. However, the impact is to men as well.
That's right.
But I'm going to start with the side of the woman. What this does is, for over almost 50 years, we've had it where we had a choice to not just end a pregnancy, but what we do with our lives, what we do with our bodies. Now you have these white men who are sitting, at the head of our states, and they've made a decision to say, now you can't do this because we tell you to. They can talk all of the game that they want to about, it's a life and it's viable, and they can do all of this, right? But how does it impact the woman? Mm-hmm. Not just necessarily because she might not want a child at that time, because maybe career, maybe her circumstances are just not there. But you're talking about overtaking something that is in place that will affect someone, or a woman, or even a young girl, mm-hmm. who may have been raped, mm-hmm. who may have been raped by her father or a family member. There is still a such thing as incest going on.
There is.
Children still are getting pregnant. Do we hear about it as we do every other piece of media? No, we don't. But it still happens because we still have sick people in this world that like to lay down with babies.
They were trying to fight for pedophilia.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were trying to fight for pedophilia rights.
Right. So what it does is it takes us back centuries, basically. It takes us back way back in history. It takes us back to the time where, we had to let the husband know how we were feeling, what was going on with our bodies. They made the decision whether or not we choose to have children or not. It takes us back to those times where you did not have a choice but to go to some back alley doctor who uses dirty tools, who then you are putting not only your life at risk, but now you have risked how that child is being aborted. Because there were a lot of cases back then where there were not full abortions because of the methods that were being used, because women were afraid. So, I mean, you got to look at the entire dynamic of how this ruling is going to set us on a different path. Not different, but quite the same of what we lived years and years ago. Now, that's how I see it as impacting women. When I look at it in the reverse view, or on another side, when I look at men, how it affects them, what if, Ray, you go out, you have sex with someone, the woman gets pregnant, and neither one of you want this baby? Then what? It affects you as well. So, and then that makes it that now you don't have a choice as to where your money goes, because who's to say that there's going to be anything in place that says, oh, well, since we have forced you to have this child, we forced you to be pregnant, and you are forced to be a father, are they now going to take care of that baby for you?
And that was something really quickly before we get into Vernon. I think it was Vernon and Pep's Keith's comments. The thing I found to be found crazy is you're forcing people to have children in a country where there's no universal health care, no universal daycare, and you're forcing a child to be brought into this world. And you have people who like there are little girls who are going to have their periods a lot earlier because for some odd evolution has pushed this stuff all the way closer and closer to teenage or early teenage years, and she has the ability to get pregnant. Some overly muscular dude can push this kid in the corner, and her little body may not be able to sustain pregnancy for 9 months, and you're forcing her to have a child. And then I said, that's also a traumatic experience because if she looks at this baby, she may not want to keep it. And then again, she's too young to know what she's getting herself into when it comes to being a mother. So there's a lot of ways that this affects them beyond just being a dynamic of just the abortion. Also, my last point before I read the comments is contraception is going to really become scarce because of the fact that you have this it will be considered another form of abortion. Your Plan B pills are really going to go out of the door because of that reason itself.
Better start buying them in bulk.
Yeah. Also, along with that, I'm noticing a huge spike. I was looking on this on I was doing a lot of research. I was seeing news, but there is a spike in vasectomies now. Yeah. And I thought it was a joke because I don't believe everything I read on the news. I went and started researching through Google and everything else. Ever since the Roe versus Wade decision, vasectomies have tripled.
You mean scheduling for vasectomy procedures? Because actual vasectomy couldn't happen that fast. But I get what you're saying, and to me that's a good thing. But that don't make this decision right. We've got a lot of things on the male side, which is why I think it was important that we did this show, because this doesn't just impact women. It's going to impact dudes. And believe it or not, I personally believe that now the weight and the shoulder of responsibility falls back on dudes. And that could be a blessing out of a horrible situation, because it ain't never going to be a silver lining to all this. It just could be a blessing out of a bad situation. If you notice, the mindset of the people who wanted abortion to go away, examine those people and examine all the stuff that they're into, not just abortion. They want to turn the clock back on abortion. They want to turn the clock back on voting rights. They want to turn the clock back on civil rights. They want to turn the clock back on all of women's rights. And any rights except for interracial marriage, because Clarence Thomas made that clear that that's off the table. That stays.
The thing is that now you're looking at, because I think I had read somewhere where Clarence Thomas, and I can't stand him, he also mentioned
the leading house nigga in the world today.
Yeah. He also mentions the fact of how one has sex, okay? Performing oral sex, and that is very so geared towards those who are in same-sex marriages. I really, truly believe that they are going to start there.
Just look at the mindset of this cat. This is the same cat who, during his confirmation, all of his sexual harassment of a black woman came out during his confirmation. So it ain't like he's honorable. It's that phony proper. It's that what I do in the dark stays in the dark. That means he's full of more debauchery than a little bit. He just don't want to see people being free to do whatever they want to do. He want to dictate what you do, when at the same time he doing all kind of horrible stuff. We got a bunch of comments now. Let's get through them.
Vernon says, you notice how the Supreme Court waited a certain amount of time before they started doing all of this. I can see that.
It also took time for them to get the overwhelming majority that they got through cheating and weak back ass Democrats.
Yeah.
This wouldn't have been possible if Obama and the Democrats actually had some balls and fought for his pick. this couldn't have happened then.
Yeah, I think that, I think the confirmation hearings are a joke because we know that they're going to go through.
Yes, and you
The
know
only
that they're
ones
lying
that
now.
not go
It's
through,
all
yeah.
but confirmed that they lie.
So what's the point? What's the point?
Keisha says they made the decision to violate our rights to our medical privacy.
Yes,
Right.
Clarence Thomas also stated he believes nobody has a right to privacy.
Right. So I want to be able to address that because, and I'm glad that Keisha brought that up, because there are the HIPAA laws that are in place. And every time you go into a doctor's office, you are signing a HIPAA release saying that, either you can allow a family member the right to see your files, or you just don't sign it. You just do away with it. But there's still particular HIPAA laws that are in place, whether you sign it or not. Because once you start getting into privacy and dipping into someone's privacy, now those HIPAA laws are going to be forced to be changed as well. So that's the only way they can do it, because you can't take something and reverse the law without backing something else up. You
Right, which will cause court cases, which it can work its way up to the Supreme Court where it can get knocked down.
Right, so we can look for our HIPAA laws to be amended as well.
Wendy says, what is the difference in the killing of innocent men, women, and children, but yet show such great concern for unborn children? This is surely about something else, but because they don't care. I agree with
they
that.
Don't care that poor people. They don't care that poor people are forced to have these kids because all they're making is drones anyway. Drones and thralls. That's all they're making. And the bigger society is absolutely fine with that. That means McDonald's has a steady stream of workers forever. Amazon got a steady stream of workers forever. Most people get locked into their economic condition. Not as many people as you think rise above that. There are people who do, of course, but not as many as you might think.
And let me address Wendy right quick. Can you go back to her comment? So, and I get her comment, and I completely agree, because I think that when we talk about abortion and when we talk about the right to abortions, there's that fine line that we walk when we talk about, is it a child or is it not? A fetus. A lot of people, and it's been said that, the pregnancy is viable at 8 weeks, 2 months when you're pregnant, and you can't get an abortion after that, or they do a different procedure.
That was all through these laws. Medically, none of that was relevant. That was only made relevant through these laws.
Right, but I think what is happening too, and how we got to this, is that these white men are somehow sitting saying this is a child.
Yes, that's to control public consciousness. If you see it that way, that's how you'll react. If you don't,
but medically, they're not looking at anything medically.
No, they're not. It's emotion.
The fetus is not viable.
Right.
It's made up of tissue and blood.
When you say fetus, you think medically. Then you understand that the fetus is attached to the mother and it's dependent on the mother. But when you say baby, you don't think of a fetus. You think of Sweet Pea. And now you think of Sweet Pea being drugged out of the womb with hooks all in its head. And that gives you a whole nother thought process in your head.
But that is how the rhetoric has played out for years and years.
Yes.
We've always seen the protesters with their little signs, support life and all of that. But they always do the signs with these fully, developed babies.
Yeah.
You never see them as an embryo or as a fetus, because they want that to be seen as a baby.
True, because it's easy. It's like bro was saying. It's easy to control It's easy to control somebody to believe if something's as small as your thumbnail, you can't really care for it like that. Versus if something is a full blown baby and he's grabbing onto the mother's uterus, trying to say, "No, please don't kill me." That's a totally different image. The issue I have, and this is not off topic, but it does go into what Wendy was saying when You have more concern about an unborn child than you do for the children that's already here. You will not, and I think I made a statement about this. You will have more laws and overturn laws to protect an unborn life. Yet there were 18 lives that were lost in Texas, and you will not do nothing for a gun law, a slight tweak to a gun law to protect those lives.
Right.
That's the thing.
The people that they found in the semi truck in Texas. Look at all the vile comments that came out when they found those bodies in that semi truck. But these are the same people who believe in the right to life.
Let's go through the. You had a comment before that. Let's get to the comments because I know it's a few of them that came.
Yeah. Justice was talking about when you was talking about the food and the women and the girls developing early.
What the rest of them? Oh, buying bar. I thought we had some after that.
Yeah, we do. We do. We got a ton.
Chris says, "How many abandoned babies are we going to see after this ruling?" And damn, I don't even want to stop that. That they didn't think about. That's left on the doorsteps of the fire department and hospitals.
Well, they did think about it. They want you to use that option,
but that's not going to be the option.
No, and it's just going to clog up a system, and it's also going to clog up a system that Republicans don't fund anyway.
Yeah.
It's all hypocrisy.
Texas is already shipping out their foster children to different states.
Yep, to defer their costs.
I think Diva, I don't know why that's coming up Facebook user, but that's Diva. Diva says it's going to be a lot of abandoned babies and giving up babies for adoption. This is true.
They're going to be more abandoned than put up for adoption.
Oh, we got a ton of comments.
We was going to attack mixed race couples in college. We was known to attack mixed race couples. Yeah. Vernon says, if you look at all the laws that they have been amending and overturning these past few months, it's a well coordinated attack on our rights and civil liberties. This is true.
I agree.
Justice says there's an abundance of white nationalists in the medical field. We know damn well they're eugenists don't give a damn about black babies. Oh,
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, we got to get back to that doll face lady and her comments.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think it's also about the women not wanting to have children and their birth rate numbers being low.
This is true. White women do not have babies at the rate everybody else does, and it's dwindling in America. In some parts of Europe, it's at a neutral rate where for every person that dies, one is born, and in Japan, it's negative right now.
And I'm glad you said that because you know what, I had this thought, and it was geared towards that. Could this be a way that this is being used as a baby making system?
Yes, it is, definitely. That's why this Illinois state congressperson at a Trump rally thanked him for protecting white life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not the only one thinking that. All right.
I do believe that well, let me get to this. Let's not forget that during the administration, Trump appointed 227 circuit judges across the country to ensure that when states start filing lawsuits against the nonsense, most of them will be dismissed on the state level.
That's true.
True.
Very true.
Sure, there she goes. Hey.
Hi,
she said it isn't about babies or life outside of fear of white being outnumbered. I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's also right, but it is the fear of whites being outnumbered. But again, banning abortion also, but in theory, should populate our side as well. So you kind of don't take care of that, but it doesn't matter as long as you keep making thralls and slaves.
Doesn't matter because you have more white people who are adopting black babies.
Well, that'll be coming to an end. I think that phase will be coming to an end real soon because the white pride groups are coming back, and that little trend is going to be coming to an end in the next 20 years. Watch.
Yeah. So I don't know.
With that. What up? If they could make it legal for POC to have access to abortions, but not white women, they would. People of color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But remember, the white professional woman uses Planned Parenthood as a strategic way to keep her career going, and she'll make babies when she feels she's ready.
Finished with her
Right.
career.
Yeah.
But see,
We tend to do it when we make mistakes of the rest of the population.
And it's going to affect the people of color, women of color specifically more, because we in some areas of the country don't have access to health care or, parenthood facilities. We as Black women don't have that. We just don't. They have not made that accessible to us like it is accessible in most white areas.
I also believe that they're hoping that, well, let me read a comment first. Now you need to find out if your OBGYN is pro-life or pro-choice. It's true too. I also believe that
they will rat you out in these red states.
Where you have,
that's important.
I also believe that this is a situation where you may have they may think that people of color may be like, hey man, because in theory, we're perceived to be the ones who are out here doing the most smashing and getting the most abortions and doing all this anyway. So we're now at a point where we are going to be, girl, you can't get no abortions no more. So now we're perceived to be the ones to probably dwindle our abortion rate back, while or us having babies back, while the white people may be making that turn as far as to making more children. So that may be part of the strategic plan as well.
That constitute a level of responsibility that young people really ain't took a real grasp of yet. So I don't know.
Planning.
Yeah, I don't know how deep that rabbit. I don't know if that dog gonna hunt.
I don't even know if it's even as to say that it's young people doing that, because you got the 40's the new 20. So now it is 40's the new crazy. We got, is it anything by outside of
I'm sorry, yeah,
my father had some theory about steroids and milk making children mature physically faster.
Yeah, that's been shown a lot. There's all kind of growth. Remember, the cow, not just the milk, but cattle, period, is pumped full of hormones to make them grow faster so they can get them to slaughter quicker. But all them drugs are already deep inside of the meat when they're slaughtering them. So you're eating a lot of that. If you believe that you're eating meat to get the protein that the cow ate when he ate the grass, then it's also conceivable that you're also getting the steroids that's been pumped into the cow to make the cow grow quicker.
It's true. Mm-hmm. All right. All of these pro-lifers that don't adopt and can suck puckered flat ass. All right.
There it is. It got to be flat, huh? Because round ass is fun.
Yeah, I don't like flat ass. That's but just read about a state that wants to pregnant women from traveling. Wants to prevent, I'm assuming, pregnant women from traveling out of state, because
especially if you go to a blue state, they're going to be tracking that, and they're going to be trying to force the airlines to give up that information.
Well, see, that's where these companies have just recently said that they were going to be working together to make sure that they would have transportation put in place for those women who want to travel outside of their state to a state that would perform an abortion. There are many companies,
Amazon, AT&T, a couple of big companies. I think GM was one of them that said that they're going to include that in their health package now, that you could be able to go ahead and get a ticket through them to fly to wherever you need to do to handle your baby.
Right. That would be in addition to the health plan, because most health plans today, abortions are covered.
Right.
So it would just be an addendum to the health plan.
Well, think about it. If you got a good productive worker in the plant or in the office, you don't want her going out on maternity leave. And if she wants to do that to further her career, why wouldn't you want to help her?
Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, well, white babies in particular. That seems to be comment.
Yeah, you know we behind.
Yeah, the fear is America being black and brown. Oh, that's always been a fear. We know that black and brown women die at higher rates during childbirth.
Yes, our infant mortality rates are horrible.
We are all fodder for the grease meal. Grease
For the grease meal.
Yeah, the grease meal. There you go. A Jewish group is suing in Florida because it whole anti-abortion is based on false biblical interpretations contrary to their religion.
Huh.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna go nowhere.
They'll never be outnumbered if they can separate the melanated people by proxy. I'd say they are stupid because without people of color having access, more people POS will be born. But then I remember they are good at the long game. This is true.
That's right.
They have plans.
Republicans play a hell of a long game. Yeah. Democrats just like to run their head into the wall.
Racist white people have play a very good long game. Forcing births, rewriting history. There's a recording of McConnell saying it'll only take 2 generations before the next generation will be intricated into working in fields again because they won't know their history.
Well,
bitch, I'll say this, bitch, McConnell is a hell of a chess player.
He really is.
Yeah. He's banning abortion definitely goes against the separation of church and state. I go into these medical facilities and can smell the level of disdain for me. I can only imagine the level of hatred the black women feel. And he's in Tampa, right? Yeah, Tampa Bay. Yeah. All women should move to blue states and let the rest of them just die out. That's not a bad yay. Sorry for those typos. It's cool. I was, and then say sorry for the typos. The Republicans have an arsenal of primitive strikes.
Preemptive strikes. Yep.
I got a line going down my joint, and I'm not on the big screen. Yeah, the Torah and Quran and other religions are pro-choice, and so the folks in Florida might have a shot. So everyone convert, they'll fuck it up. Oh, yeah, Boston.
Oh yeah. Well, we know he's a Buccaneers fan. I thought he was in Tampa. CC.
I think it's time to invest in Trojan condoms. Shit, not if they ain't gonna be able to make none no more. I put $1 in though.
Oh no, they'll be able to make condoms. They're gonna always make condoms.
Well, you know what? Contraceptives across the board are gonna be on the chopping block.
Yes, for you, white men is not. White men ain't giving up their blue pills and they ain't giving up their condoms.
Right, but what is the point? Well, I mean, condoms are not just for the prevention of pregnancy; it is the prevention of spreading disease.
That's right, and white men love prostitutes, and they ain't finna give up their condoms no time soon.
Why would we stop at just plain old abortion and birth control pills?
That's what I'm saying.
This is white men. This is that because that affects you.
They don't care.
You know what? I don't think it's gonna stop at that. I think that's just like I said. That's the first domino to fall is the abortion. Plan B.
Plan B. God, what is that? What is them old contraceptions that women used to use? All that, anything that affects a woman getting the stuff is going to be affected.
All of that's going away.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna if you start taking away women's whatever a woman can use to stop having babies, then you're going to eventually slide over to what men can use to stop having babies.
White man ain't never going to let that happen. Never.
Never. I'll say we'll see. I'll say
never. When abortion was illegal, condoms never stopped being sold. That goes back. They want to go back to the old days. Men used to take their sons to whorehouses to make them men. They give them a condom.
but that don't necessarily mean that they're gonna let them go in there with a condom. They might just say, "Hey man, raw it up." We don't know. I'm not.
White man caring for his son is not doing that.
We didn't know that it was coming to this.
Right.
That's my point. I didn't even think that it would get out. I thought abortion rights was just common sense, bro. It's not your body. You can't make that choice.
No, it was never common sense. And I believe there was a lot of progressives who felt that this was just a way for Republicans to gin up money. But they never thought about, what if the dog actually catch the car? He been chasing the car for 50 years. What you gonna do if he actually catch the car? And instead of thinking that it wasn't gonna happen, they should have had a plan for if he catches the car, because he done caught the car.
That's my point when we're talking about what we know. I never thought Roe versus Wade. I've never thought Roe versus Wade would be overturned, because it just seemed like that's something that just. I never thought.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I knew Roe versus Wade was toast when Trump debated Hillary, and he said in that debate that he was going to appoint judges that was going to take down Roe versus Wade, and white women did not mobilize and did not vote for Hillary.
Bill Baird said 60 years ago that this was coming. But at the end of the day, when he ran and said, "Hey man, I'm doing my part of it, and I'm gonna stop everything from coming, and this is what it is," blah 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 blah. Cool, got it. But when he said 60 years later this is happening, he said, "I'm gonna be honest. When I said that 60 years ago, when Roe versus Wade passed, I never thought that we'd be here." Now, my point is, when that situation happened, and it's like we're here. Look, Trump got in office, and after everything that happened, by telling women I'm grabbing women by the pussy,
and women voted for him.
Do you really think that there's nothing in America that I put past people? If I woke up tomorrow,
so then you should have saw it coming.
But that's what I'm saying. My point is, if I woke up tomorrow and they said condoms are illegal, I would not be surprised.
I got you. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. That's just procrastination. That's just looking into the crystal ball. You're right. It could happen.
But that, they're fine. I knew we were all lying I knew they were all lying during the confirmation hearing of all the judges he placed into the Supreme Court.
I mean, look at all the behavior. Look at all the behavior these Supreme Court picks had. They were either misogynistic jerks and arrogant assholes, or idiots. Amy Coney Barrett is an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like Herschel Walker is an idiot. But look, he's tied with Raphael Warnock, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't see brother pulling it out. I think Herschel gonna take him. And he's nothing but a tool and a fool.
Yeah, no, he has it on point. Ladies, if you decide to have a baby, a man should not have to pay. If you can kill the baby, I can at least abandon him. It's my money, my choice, Dave Chappelle. Okay.
So I don't know about that quote, but I'll tell you what, they're valiant. Here's the problem. It's your choice, Mr. Valiant, where you put your baby batter. See, she can't make that choice that you want to abandon. She don't get to make that choice if you don't nut up in her. That's all you got to do is not do that. You can wear a condom. You can wear a condom and pull out. You can be extra careful, but that's your response. That's on you, Thor. I can't believe I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna just call him Valiant. Because that ain't godly. That's your choice, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier in the show, that this might be a silver lining to all of this. I don't even want to say a blessing, but the fact of the matter is the situation now shifts back to men. We don't have to worry about you having to get an abortion if I don't impregnate you. Period. That don't mean we can't get it in. That don't mean we can't have our fun.
But that's such a slippery slope there, because if you're saying, hey man, like, I'm not putting my batter in you because of the simple fact that yo, I'm not giving you no baby or nothing like that. Then it's gonna be watch who you sleep with, and not just sleep.
You should always watch who you
with.
sleep with.
Anyway,
No, you supposed to. But what I mean by if we're going to take it a step further is watch you sleep with, that whole having sex for fun is going to be out the window. If we're going off
No,
that
it isn't.
logic.
No, it isn't. Look,
Really?
it's not. I'm tired of hearing that it's such a heavy load to actually be responsible. Just watch. All you got to do is wear a condom. Jesus Christ, that ain't a heavy lift.
Here's the thing. If it's not a heavy lift, the single parent, not just single mother, the single parent numbers wouldn't be what they are now. If it's not a heavy lift. Because everybody in here,
instead of it being a heavy lift, it's actually fun and supposed to be cool to be making babies out here that you don't take care of.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is everybody here has babies by people that they're not with. I'm not saying that it's difficult or whatever the case, but I'm just saying if it was as easy as we all can make it seem, there would not be either one, you'd be with the person you have the baby with, or two, you wouldn't have any at all.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. Is it a heavy lift not to drive drunk?
I think that's apples and oranges, though.
Is it really? Because you're responsible. It's a responsibility when I get behind that car to be sober. It's a responsibility. If I don't want to make a baby, don't make a baby.
Okay, let me ask this. Do you drive drunk? No.
No.
So we all have you driven drunk?
Yes.
I haven't.
Yes.
Well, I haven't. But that's what I'm saying.
Because you don't drink. But as you get older and understand your responsibilities,
but then
you stop.
Okay, so let's say this. If you're saying it's not a heavy lift, but we can admit that we still do things.
No, I didn't say we still do it. You asked had we had done it. Yes, we have done it, but you don't do it we don't do it no more. You're asking us. That's what I thought.
No. The reason I said it that way and the reason I presented it that way is because I'm saying we're not saying when I say something's not a heavy lift, or when I mean it, it's like that to me, I take it as you can either learn and not do it again. That's better. But some people don't. Some people learn through experience. Some people learn by somebody and they actually do it, and then they say, I won't do that again. Some people have to drive drunk to know they won't drive drunk again. Really? I'm one of them people that just say I don't have to experience it because
I don't think you need to make a baby to know you don't want to make a baby. You either know you want to make one or not.
I don't know, man.
I guess. I'm really we're in this situation because you're being way too cavalier about the way that about our responsibility, because you don't have to be a baby daddy. You don't have to keep all that drama that we see and what we're gonna cover next week. Don't have to be if you just go ahead and make the choice. Yeah, I'm not knocking her up.
And look, I'm not necessarily taking away from the fact of saying you women make better choice with who you lay with. Men make better choice in who you make babies with. But when you have two people who initially, let's be fair, you could be cool and everything could be great in the beginning when you're making a child, and then things just happen and everybody gets bitter after that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be because of who they laid with initially. It's just he cheat, she cheat, whatever things can happen that can cause all this stuff to happen. So I'm not saying necessarily because you decide on who you put your baby into that's necessarily, hey man, let me say it like this. If you see out the gate that she's ratchet and this and that, and you decide to say, but look at that ass, and you decide to put a baby in her for that, then yes, I totally feel where you're coming from.
Okay, so even if you meet someone and you like them and y'all are actually going to get into a relationship, you can actually be an adult and make a choice to decide when y'all ready to actually try to have a baby. It don't have to be because we together. It happened. Oh, terrific, because we together. You both could say, hey, you know what? I think it's time we go ahead and go on and make this kid. If you decide to make that kid and you make the kid and it goes south, I understand where you're coming from. But as an adult, if we're in a relationship, then I should be able to say, hey, yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and have a baby. I would love to have a baby with you. I like to have a baby with you. Okay, let's do it. Instead of just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna just let it fly, and if it happened, oh well.
But that
You don't have to play Russian roulette.
I mean, Roe versus Wade was overturned, but we should. Here we go. But we should not gloat when your enemy falls. When he stumbles, do not let your heart rejoice. Proverbs 24:17. Is that Proverbs?
Better. Better. You still don't get a hammer for that, but better.
No.
Right. I don't know if that's Proverbs.
No.
But anyway, Keisha said this is our fault. We should have never been telling ninjas this poo nanny's theirs. Now the government the government their police.
Yep.
Your money your money, your seed, King.
Yep. Thank you, Wendy. Dead on. Dead on.
As long as condoms are legal in their state, in one state they made or proposed a law forbidding unmarried couples or friends to or same sex from living together. Next will be making extra marital sex illegal. Oh yeah, that's coming true.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
Men can have 100 plus babies a year. This is true. They could.
I don't know why you would want to, but yeah, I guess so.
This is why you get to know who you drop your seed in. I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Facts.
Just go out and men can make hundreds of babies a year. A woman can only make one. Legislate men's bodies for a change, vasectomies until married. Their problem solved. Look, let's say
you know what? I don't have a problem with that.
Me and my ex-wife had a conversation about our boys, and we was like, we want to get them vasectomies before they even start smashing. We was like, yeah, let's just get them vasectomies because.
Let me ask y'all this, because maybe you'll know: are vasectomies reversible now?
Yes,
they've always been reversible.
No, they have not always been reversible. I've got a vasectomy, and the way that my doctor explained it is he wanted to cut them so far apart that they don't accidentally grow back and attach. So he cut them far enough apart that they can't be reattached.
Right.
So if they are reversible, this is new.
But no, this is what I'm saying is vasectomies. Like the reason he said he wanted to cut yours so far apart because if they can't retach. He's saying that there's a way to cut them. Where they like the option for you was to not be reversible,
right?
But they were always reversible. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that on this show because that was a closely guarded secret.
Yeah, well, nah. But anyway, so no, yeah, but they all vasectomies have been reversible since forever.
You knew that too, Tony?
Allegations.
Yeah,
you knew that too. Well, you know what? Again, that falls even further back on the men because if that's the case, bro, it's nothing for you to go get a vasectomy. It's less invasive than a woman getting her tubes tied. Get a vasectomy till you're ready to make a baby. I don't think that's hard at all.
I said I wanted my sons to get vasectomies. I wanted them to get their sperm frozen. When you get your wife and whatever the case may be, here you go. They ain't even got to touch a little pickle no more. Yeah, freeze you some sperm. Go on in there when you and your wife get the win. I said that way you have to. Nobody touches this sperm but the wife. Hey, when
unless the sperm bank burned down.
There you will. Then at that point, it'll be. So
I'm just saying that's always a fear. That would be a fear to me if I was going to go that route.
At this point, Roe versus Wade is overtaken. You can go to the pickup. You can go to the children's store and pick you up one. Oh man, look! That he got nice hair. Let's get him. How many vasectomies gonna have? Oh, we just man.
Well, he covered that early in the show. You said that you seen a statistic that vasectomies are on the rise now, and it should be. I always thought that was an easier option than a woman getting her tubes tied.
It is, but here's the thing, man. You're gonna have guys right now that I look at that the same way I look at to an extent a person making a decision before they're actually ready to. Like a guy who don't have kids. Like I remember them telling a woman who wanted her tubes tied after her first child that she couldn't get it, you have to have another kid before you get your tubes tied.
Me.
They told you that?
I had to, yeah,
I
I
thought
only
that was
had
the
one
dumbest shit ever.
child at 27.
Uh-huh.
And I had been working on my career, wanted to travel, wanted to do. I did not want any more children, and I knew that because when you get to age 30, then your eggs are not as viable, you know. So I knew that I wasn't going to have another baby within a 3-year, 4-year period. So they told me that they would not tie my tubes. I would have to wait for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to do, and that's what I did.
And I remember, with ex-wife, they told her, because she was like, all right, after the first one, because the first one was so tough, she was like, I don't want to go through this again. And she said, they told her, well, yeah, we can't do it. And pregnancies were hard for her. Like they were very difficult for her. And like to the point where the reason she wouldn't want to do it, because our first son was born 3 months early, really premature. And she was like, I don't ever want to deal with this again. It's too much of it. And they told her, oh no, you can't do this now. You got to go ahead and, wait until, but they didn't even tell her 3 years. You have to have another child before they can do it again.
Oh no.
And I was like,
you can miss me with that. There's some place that would have got it done. But you were talking about the vasectomies. Maybe the tubal ligations will go up as well. That some people are just gonna say, yeah, no, you know what, skip that. I'm not even finna play this game.
But see, that's the thing. Like all of them are considered forms of birth control to me, and I look at it
that
like
ain't Roe versus, that ain't abortions.
But because like I look at IUDs are going to be under investigation
again. But right now, that's not abortion, so you still can do it.
Yeah, you can. But when it's going like, well, I guess if you're saying get it before it goes under attack,
right? I'm saying play chess, not checkers. I'm only talking about what's on the board right now. Abortion is off the board, but there's a plethora of other things you can do that's still on the board. Play chess, not checkers. Don't cry and flip the whole table over because they took one thing off the board.
But here's the thing. Let's just, because I mean, we can if this all day, and like I said, we can sit here and talk about what they could possibly do. I'm saying to myself, if you get the vasectomy, and then they say, all right, we're going to get rid of the vasectomy. Now you cannot reverse the vasectomy. You don't have any children, and you're going to look back and say,
I don't know about all that, because theoretically, even if they said, okay, we're going to get rid of vasectomies, that don't mean you can't get it reversed.
How are you going to get it reversed?
You just said they're reversible. If they said, okay, we're banning vasectomies, that don't mean you can't get it reversed. That means you can't get it snipped. That don't mean you can't get it reversed.
I don't know.
Because
that's what happens when you imagine too much. Because you can what if anything to death.
It would be the same thing. I mean, kind of, sort of. You've got these facilities called Planned Parenthood, right? Those are the ones that are known for performing terminations. So they did other things than abortions.
Yeah, and they still do, but that was their bread and butter, and that's what they got ran out of the red states for.
But that's why I'm trying to make a point. The point is that because they were known for doing abortions, those facilities are closing down, no matter that they had provided other type of health care to the community. So I think I understand what Devon is saying about the vasectomy. If you get a vasectomy and then they say, okay, now you need to go back and reverse it when things are all calmed down or whatever, which way it goes. Would there still be a healthcare provider that would touch you to reverse that procedure because of what it stood for in the very beginning on why you did it before? So
I would say so, because I would say that the right to lifers would put that into the bill that you can get it reversed so that you can have babies. That would be for the white people to continue their population growth. Hey, yeah, we ain't gonna let you snip it no more, but we'll let you reverse it so you can make babies.
So why not just put Roe versus Wade back on the table and say,
Why?
well,
One ain't got nothing to do with the other.
Now I want to have children. I don't want it right now, but now I want children.
But abortion is not tubal ligation. Abortion is taking care of that fetus. I almost made the mistake they made. It takes care of that fetus, but your reproductive organs are still there. You still can continue to have babies.
But it still prevents birth, though.
It prevents that birth, not all births.
But
so you still can have a baby. They trying to prevent you from aborting the baby you're trying to have, not trying to keep you from having more in the future. Again, the white population can't grow from that.
You don't want more in the future.
Well, we don't know that. I mean, that's why they're forcing people in. Now, you don't know what someone's going to do. There's been plenty of people who've had abortions and went on to have babies after that.
Exactly, and I'm glad you said that, because now that is why Roe versus Wade, the overturning of this law, it doesn't make sense. Nobody can figure out what is going to be good.
Nobody said it made sense.
You don't know what the here and the now is next week. I mean, that's why it doesn't make sense to me. Because you see how twisted this got?
Well, it's twisted because we're deep in the what if land. I'm just saying.
I mean, we got into what if land when we was talking about Plan B's being gone and buying them in bulk.
No, we're not in the what if land with that, because Clarence Thomas said last Friday that should be on the table. So he is looking at that.
But what we're saying, what should be on the table, like you said earlier, we're dealing with what's on the table now.
No, we're not dealing with what's on the table now. Clarence Thomas saying that as a Supreme Court justice, meaning that once a case come before him dealing with Plan B, he's willing to axe it. He's the one with the power that can change. Get rid of that. We're just talking.
Can I go to Walgreens right now and get a Plan B pill?
Yes.
So as of right now, it's not on the table.
Right.
No doubt.
As of right now, vasectomies are still on the table. So like you said earlier, take advantage of them right now while we can. So that's what goes back to me saying, as of right now, we got into what if land about Plan B. Anything we talk about with contraception or anything, the only thing that's not on the table right now is Roe versus Wade. That's it.
That's the only doubt. That's why I said play the game on the table. Exactly. You still have a plethora of options out there that you can exercise to control your reproductive rights. The fact of the matter is, the human race is the only species on the planet with the capability of controlling its own population. We need to act like we're that species.
I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. That makes it. I mean, he says there are some doctors assisting people who want sterilization now, even if they don't have kids now. That is always happening too. The only other thing I would say is I think that you're going to have a lot of people who are going to get pregnant, who know that they cannot get an abortion, who are going to try to perform these at-home abortions.
Yeah, and you're right. That's going to be a
lot of bad things coming down the pipe.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of bad things, and it's going to be rampant in those red states. It's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets any better, because I have no faith in Biden. I have no faith in the Democrats. They could reverse all of this in a week. They literally could reverse all of this in a week by just destroying the filibuster, putting a straight bill on the table, making abortions legal, period, by law, and that nullifies the Supreme Court, period. But they don't have the balls to do it. That's the sad part. In a week, this could get reversed and be a non-issue.
That's all they have to do.
Well, last comment we're going to read for the night. Some states want to do away with all contraception, and when you listen to their representatives, they don't understand how many of it works. Classing it all together as abortions, inducing.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep.
I
And
agree with
and the
that.
sad part is they had a bunch of red states had trigger laws waiting for the day that this happened, and
Yep.
it was a judge now that had froze all of those trigger laws for right now. For right now.
Yeah, but
It's a mess.
but it also prevents women who are problematic pregnancies to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right, these brothers think that we can reimplant the what the
Ectopic
ectopic
pregnancy.
pregnancies. Don't trust them to think about any other intelligently or based on biology, medicine, or
Yep,
science.
100% agree.
Yeah.
We are living in the realm of what if happening despite our years of warning. So if so I can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. So how fast and furious this court justice my thing is rolling us back. They are going for it all. Affirmative
Yep,
action, segregation, voting, etc. Yeah, we just said that earlier.
Yep.
yep.
So
They're going for it. They're going to go for it all.
yeah, but at the end of the day, man, everybody just got to be like bro said. Everybody got to do their due diligence and just be on top of this because obviously you can see that they're out for us, and that not even just for us, they're out for people in general. So everybody around the whole table have to be
Yep.
wise and make better choices now because certain options are just going to be off the table for you. And it's like I don't know too many people out here who have $60 to blow every time they let loose in some and a female or a female that has $60 to blow for plan B's to do this. So we do
What's
our due
$60?
diligence. What's that?
The plan
What's
B.
$60?
Plan B, sir.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know these things.
Yeah.
I'm
So
plan
good.
A, so I don't know these things.
I know
I'm a
it's
plan
been
A,
a
so you
while
never
that I
need
had
a
to do
plan
all
B.
that. So
Yeah, no, yeah, long time ago. But anyway, but again, man, it was a great show. Another one, man. Thank you for everybody who tuned in tonight and had their comments with us because we did take our break. And the fact that you guys still stayed in tune and followed us all the way out to this day means important is very important with us. One more thing is we got one more show we doing before we go on vacation. That's next week. And hopefully we'll be dropping everybody in the surrounding Chicago area with some news that we and Big Bro are putting together for the next show. So if you're in the Chicago area, hopefully we'll have something big for y'all coming up. We'll be
Nope.
talking about. Was that?
Nope.
Yeah, there you go. So hopefully we'll have some big news that we can display on y'all next week. But we will let y'all know for sure. And next week's show is going to be one of them hot ones. I just got a feeling. So, know, y'all
Thank you,
just come back
Tony.
for the.
You may not want no parts of next week. Thank you, Tony. Thanks for coming. I know you off on your vacation, enjoying yourself. So thanks
oh
for
my
coming in,
God, I'm
hanging
not
out with
on
us.
vacation. No, I'm not on vacation. Just a lot of travel. That's all. But thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. And Hot Topics Talk Radio. We'll see you back here in September, right after what is that? Labor Day.
That's right. So thank you, dear.
Thank you.
All right, bro. That's it, man. Thank you guys for another wonderful show. We will see you guys in a week where that will be our last show while we take a break and recharge our batteries. And we just gonna let you know if you're not watching the Truf Brothers,
then the truth ain't in you.
Live long and prosper, people.
2 fingers.
All right, all right.